We were supposed to follow up. Our bad. We'll send somebody out tomorrow. So now I get to deal with that all over again. Played a ton of Spider-Man. But a whole lot of Spider-Man.
That's how it happens.
Just sitting there waiting.
Takes over your life.
Spider-Man kept me up. If I wasn't playing Spider-Man, I would not have made it through the Lakers game. Because Spider-Man, when I go home, I turn everything off and unwind. And Spider-Man kept me from unwinding. So I was wide awake for the Knicks game. And then I started unwinding about midway through the second quarter of the Lakers game. Didn't all the way unwind. So I made it through halftime. If I can make it through halftime, I'm good to go from there. I'm good to go from there. What a night of basketball.
What a night.
Is anybody watching? Not to be mean to these teams. The clock stopped, Jacob.
I was gonna.
Is anybody watching Cavs Magic?
Did anyone know? I've seen so many sports shows this morning, starting with one of the best doubleheaders of all time, and I'm like, and the other one, and the other game. At one point, the Magic cut it to like 9.
Yeah.
I was like, should I change the channel? Nah. We'll see if it's necessary.
Jared Allen's going for 20 rebounds in a playoff game.
Who cares?
Mo Wagner dunked on that man. No. What was the song?
The song was, it's called The Heat, which is an EDM remix of I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Ralph Felix and SDJM. I don't remember where I found it. It feels like one of those SoundCloud tracks that you downloaded once upon a time, and it just done it. But it's great.
SoundCloud.
It's great.
Okay.
I used to love SoundCloud.
SoundCloud wasn't mine. I went straight from Napster to whatchamacallit?
Apple Music.
Napster, LimeWire. I did because I had a iPod Shuffle, had the little iPod plugged straight into a computer, and then I went straight to Pandora after that.
I
there
went
was nothing in between.
LimeWire, Apple, a little Pandora, back to Apple Music. But I had a friend in college who was so cool. Like, you know those people who just have really cool taste in music? That was her, and everything she found was mixes on SoundCloud.
Oh, nice.
And so I feel like she influenced some good deep cuts that I wouldn't have found without her. Shout out, Catherine. Shout out, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 23rd. Going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, a fantastic night of playoff basketball to get through. A Jamal Murray buzzer beater for Denver. The purge at the end of the Knicks-Sixers game. And the Cavs won, too. We will go through it all. We'll hit some other stories from the sports world. Memphis needs a new athletic director, plus it's NFL draft week. Pick trade rumors. Zach Wilson is now in the Broncos quarterback room. They have some new uniforms, and we'll do a little TV Tuesday as well. What we're watching, Baby Reindeer for me. CJ continues to play his Spider-Man game. He watched the new Good Times on Netflix. We have a lot of fun to get through today. Let's go.
Maxwell in concert. The Serenade Tour. October 16th at FedEx Forum. Maxwell. With special guest Jasmine Sullivan. And October London. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. You don't miss Maxwell live.
Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go to business and they can't.
All new material.
They filed for bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, how do you get out? We want out.
Nate Bargatze. Friday, May 31st, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at FedEx Forum box office or Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents. Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour. Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. November 14th, FedEx Forum. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guests. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Produced by AEG Presents.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Don't Worry Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry Be Fluffy World Tour.
Hey Grizzlies fans, turn your stadium excitement into betting action at Southland Casino Hotel. As a proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, Southland brings you more gaming action than ever before. Step onto our massive casino floor stretching more than 2.5 football fields. Slot enthusiasts can enjoy more than 2,300 machines from penny slots to high limits and play the hottest games like Aristocrat, Dollar Storm, Cloverlink, and Lightning Cash. Table game aficionados can feel the thrill of the felt with 50 live table games. From 3-card to blackjack match, we're ready to deal you in. Plus, don't miss stadium gaming for an interactive digital experience. And for high rollers, our high limit room is calling your name. Go big on 6 high limit blackjack tables or spin one of our 54 high stakes slot machines. Throw in 8 delicious dining options and a 300-room high-rise hotel, and there's plenty to keep you going. At Southland Casino Hotel, the gaming excitement never stops.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, hey. Let's have a little fun now. Hey. I wanna let it all out. Hey. That's what it's all about. Hey. Hey. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up? Good morning. Good Tuesday to everybody. So much fun basketball to get through from last night. The NBA playoffs were what they call cinema. Some are calling it the greatest doubleheader of first round history. I don't know. I'm like, you can remember every doubleheader in the history of the NBA playoffs. In the first round, it was a memorable night. You had the Knicks beat the Sixers 104-101 with the crazy sequence in the final minute. You had the Nuggets beat the Lakers 101-99 with a 20-point comeback and the Jamal Murray game winner. And then let's give some respect to the Cleveland Cavaliers who beat the Magic. I would love to know who was watching that game. Do you remember the Kristen Wiig SNL character where she had like the little doll hands and they do the little song and she's like, with my husband, with my boyfriend, and then it's the Kristen Wiig character. She's like, by myself. That's the Cavs Magic series because nobody was watching them. They were all by themselves.
What a reference.
It's one of my favorites of all time.
What a reference. I don't think anybody caught it.
Yes, they do. Oh my God.
I don't think anybody caught it.
SNL skits.
I'm not sure.
I remember where I was the first time I saw that skit. It was the night before the Denver Race for the Cure, always trying to find a cure for breast cancer. And my friends and I were having a sleepover at my house before we were going to volunteer the day after. And we sat there watching that episode of SNL Live and we were crying, tears down our faces. And we had people who would bring the little fake doll hands to school and recreate it. So maybe it was just a Denver thing. What are you looking at? What are you?
The ticker's distracted me.
Oh.
I'm listening. Luke, clip it. Let's throw it up on Twitter.
Miss Kim says, I love that skit. The Lawrence Welk Show skit. Where is she singing?
Let's find out if anybody remembers that skit.
With my by myself. That's Cavs Magic. Cavs Magic is the Judy of the Lawrence Welk skit of SNL. Shout out Kristen Wiig forever.
Shout out Kristen Wiig.
Shout out Kristen Wiig.
That's
one
the
of the
one.
funniest.
That's the one in Bridesmaid.
She tries to pop the bubbles.
Again, is
She's
that
like,
Miss?
Watch her.
That's Miss
pop
Kim.
those
So
bubbles.
only you and Miss Kim remember this skit.
Oh my God!
This
There's no way.
This skit affected a very particular part of the populace. Is all I'm saying. I'm saying all of us don't remember
She has
it.
the big forehead.
Yeah, it's a melting pot, Jessica.
Is it coming back to you?
No, some people in the melting pot don't remember that skit.
I think you would if you went back in time.
I enjoy that it makes you so happy, though.
I
I'm
think
glad
Betty
that
White
it-
was on it once.
Okay.
It was a good time.
All
Anywho, I just wanted to give a little love to Cavs Magic before we move on to the more important games of the
Well,
evening.
we're not going to actually
No,
talk
we'll
about
talk
it.
about.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay, fine. Jared Allen had 20 rebounds.
Let's
If you have
mention
20
that.
rebounds in the forest and no one's there to see them, did you ever
Okay.
even have 20 rebounds at
Cavs
all?
fans saw it. That
They
place was
did.
packed. That place is loud.
Magic fans
what-
saw it. They
from
also
what
have
I-
seen their team go, what, like 12 of 2 from 3
Sure,
in 2
why not?
games?
Sure.
That sounds correct. I wrote
good.
it. Wait, I wrote it down because I wanted to get it correct.
They don't have-
17 of 72. I robbed them of 5 made
Okay.
threes in a 2-game period.
All right. Like they don't
Tough.
shoot the ball well. This
No.
is their young team.
No. Okay. Is that
Full
it
of
for Cavs?
athletes.
Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell's been great.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget how good he is. He looks healthy.
When you have one of those dudes, you can take over a playoff series with one of those dudes. Sort of like how the Nuggets have a couple of those
Oh,
dudes.
they have a couple of the dudes. They have a couple of them. I was watching the game last night, and you're watching the first half, and D'Angelo Russell is cooking and has 6 first-half threes because, of course, he does. And Anthony Davis can't be stopped. And the Nuggets ended the first half something terribly. It felt like a 14-2 run, something of that measure. Lakers take a 15-point lead into half, and it's late. And you know I have to get up early. And I closed my little eyes with the confidence that I knew how this game was going to end. Like, I knew I could get up the next morning and I could watch the second half, but I wouldn't even really have to watch the second half. I did because it was a great half of basketball. But I knew exactly how it would play out, which is that despite being down 15 at half, the Nuggets would win the game. Because that is what the Nuggets have done the last 10 times they have played the Lakers. And 5 of those 10, they have managed to come back down double digits. And even though the Lakers expanded their lead to 20 points last night, what happens? The Denver Nuggets find a way to win the game. You get Jamal Murray with a fadeaway, off balance. Anthony Davis, not exactly straight in his face, but off to the side, trying to defend. Jokic came down with this defensive rebound. Murray brings it up. Tied at 99 all, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, Murray to the right. And game. Nuggets go up 2-0.
Listen,
Right.
and if you were to grade that game from the Nuggets, what grade would you give it?
B-.
And if we were grading it for the Lakers, we're giving that what?
A+.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know.
A?
That's a stretch because an A.
D'Angelo Russell is hot. Anthony Davis is putting in work on the block.
In the first
LeBron
half.
James is coming in, taking over the game in the fourth quarter. Like if you're the Lakers, I'm not sure what more you can do other than that. And I know what you're saying in the first half.
Anthony Davis was so tired. And this is what we see with Anthony Davis. He gets so tired.
Well, it wasn't just Anthony Davis. LeBron was tired
LeBron's
also.
laying down on the ground.
And they're
But LeBron
tired
at least
because
had all of it.
How many minutes have they played these 2 games?
Right.
That they have a
bulk of
right
them.
to be tired. This isn't. I get we jump on Anthony
I'm not
Davis
saying it for
about
that.
being healthy and not looking and
Sure.
being in shape, those types of things. This isn't that. This is the load that they have to carry. They both have to carry. It's so great in this series that, yeah, they're going to be tired in game 2. They just are. You're asking Anthony Davis, hey, be the primary scoring option at least early in this game and lock up Jokic. We're not sending any help at all your way. It's just you on the greatest basketball player right now on the planet. Good luck. Do that. Of course he's going to be tired when it comes down to it. Of course he's not going to have the legs late. That's when your closer, who's LeBron James, steps in. It's all right, LeBron, get us to the finish line. We got you into the fourth quarter late with a lead. It's a tied game. You've got to be the difference maker. And for a large chunk of that fourth quarter, he missed that 3. We showed the replay of the Murray shot. But it was LeBron's missed 3 that looked like it was going in. he missed that three, and he was pretty good from three from what I saw. I didn't go back and look at the box score. But from what I saw, it felt like he was pretty good from three. It felt like the Lakers as a team were pretty good from three in that game. LeBron closed this out for us, and it's just one missed shot, and that's all the Nuggets need.
Yeah, they shot 43% from three. And LeBron was 2 of 3 from three in the fourth quarter. He had 2 big ones. He also had, when you look at plays that got the Lakers to a point where you were talking about letting go of a 20-point lead, you are turning the energy on the officiating, which we'll get to. LeBron misses the potential game winner. He's not great historically in clutch situations in the playoffs. He's 2 of 22 when taking shots with 15 seconds or less in playoff games in his career. He misses the 3 last night. But I'll go back to the biggest play to me in that final stretch of that game was when LeBron had the steal on Murray, comes back, throws down the dunk. You're like, this man's 39 years old. How many times are we saying, this man is 39 years old? He had the block on Murray in the first quarter. This one's for all of us oldies out here. 39, still getting up, still putting together playoff masterpieces. And then on the other end, straight off of that steal and make for LeBron, you had Jokic force up the deep 3 trying to draw the foul contact. It's just a bad miss. Foul doesn't get called. And instead of Austin Reeves getting the ball, getting the board, technically, because it was a shot, Aaron Gordon saves it from going out of bounds, finds Michael Porter Jr., hits the 3, and you have to tie a game again. And it were those little plays where no one helped. Like, Austin Reeves, get the rebound. There were plenty of times. Rui Hachimura, hustle your buns. It just looked, and so that goes back to you saying Anthony Davis looks tired. Yeah, no-ish Anthony Davis looks tired. But I also, the reason I wouldn't give them an A+ or even an A, like, why is Anthony Davis at that point? Where's the double on Jokic? You're putting Anthony Davis in constant situations going one-on-one with Jokic. Unstoppable Jokic. Jokic who's making Darvin Ham say stupid things like, shit, I don't know what to do with him.
Hey. Anthony Davis this week has been complaining about not getting the respect that he feels like he deserves. And I think some of it is warranted on the defensive side of the ball. They announced the Defensive Player of the Year finalists this past, I guess, Monday, Sunday. I can't remember when they announced it, but it's Bam, it's Rudy Gobert, it's Victor Wembanyama on that list. Anthony Davis feels like he's one of the best bigs, best defensive playing bigs, and one of the best defenders in the league. If that's how you feel, and you stand on that, you guard him one-on-one the whole game. And I think for the majority of the game, Anthony Davis did a good job on Jokic one-on-one. Yeah. And that allows for everybody else to stay home. It prevents KCP from getting open looks because the Nuggets are one of, if not the best team in the NBA right now at passing up good shots, at passing up makeable shots for better shots. Right? I can't tell you how many times KCP has the ball or somebody has the ball top of the key and they break the defense down. It's like, oh, that's a good pull-up right there. Nope, Aaron Gordon or somebody sitting in the short corner, give it to him. Oh, that'll be a good pull-up. He drives. Oh, that'll be a good finish. And he kicks it to the corner for a Michael Porter Jr. or somebody like that wide the hell open. It's like, oh, that is the best shot they could have gotten. If you start doubling Jokic, those shots get had. Right. And so many times in that game, particularly in the third quarter, the Nuggets got good looks and it was rimming in, coming out. That's not going to happen. And so if you're doubling Jokic and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, you'll end up with a situation where dudes who can make shots, who have made shots, who will make shots, are wide open from 3, and you have no chance if you're doing that. So Anthony Davis got to guard him one-on-one. You can't be doubling if Anthony Davis is the defender that he says he is and that you think he is.
And now you've awakened playoff Jamal Murray, who had 6 points going into the fourth quarter of that game, then was 6 of 8 in the fourth. I had oh my God, why can't I think of the word for it? A Mandela effect. I thought Jamal Murray had a buzzer beater in the bubble. Like when Bubble Murray, no. That was his first career buzzer beater.
He did a lot of things in that damn bubble.
I was convinced.
He was going off in that bubble.
In my brain, I see, and I swore it was in the Nuggets Timberwolves series. I have visuals of Jamal Murray hitting a shot, buzzer, pew, pow, celebration on the ground, celebrating that moment. No, that doesn't exist. It is like the spelling of Berenstain Bears and Fruit of the Loom and whatever else within the Mandela Effect universe you want to talk about. That was his first buzzer beater game winner last night. I should say buzzer beater game winner, not just buzzer beater. But that was huge. It all plays into this undeniable feeling for the Nuggets. The Athletic had their anonymous player survey come out yesterday, and there's a reason why the Nuggets and the Celtics are the two teams with the overwhelming amount of votes on who can win the championship or who is expected to win the championship this year. And you watched the Nuggets last night, and they put together this 20-point comeback, and so much of it sits with Jokic, though, right?
Yeah.
Jokic is growing into a position where, and I've seen a lot of people make this comment, I will not be the first one to say it, we're going to have to start having conversations about Nikola Jokic being one of the greatest of all times if he continues to play basketball and continues to stack rings. And right now it feels as if he is in a position where he could go and win his second one this season, coming off of last season's with the Denver Nuggets. And the only thing that might stop Nikola Jokic is either the inevitable force of Victor Wembanyama coming into the league, or at this point settling into his position already, so young, so good, so fast for the San Antonio Spurs. Or if Nikola Jokic at some point says, I don't need to play. I don't need to be LeBron playing until I'm 39. I'm going to go ride my horses off into the sunset, and maybe I don't have the length of a career that puts me in a conversation with a LeBron or with a Michael Jordan. But you watch him play basketball and the smoothness at which he plays when he should be nothing but clunky. He is built. You look at that man, and he should be clunky and unconditioned. And instead, he is so smooth, and he is so well-conditioned to play down the stretch. And when he gets that rebound from the missed LeBron James three at the end, it's like he immediately snaps into organizational mode, gets it to Murray, clear the runway, get the right side open for Murray to go to work. And it's that basketball IQ that we talk about all the time, along with putting up just insane stats that we've never seen before. The ESPN graphic pops up yesterday as he had 27, 20, and 10. And ESPN puts up the graphic saying that there have been 8 20-20-10 games in playoff history. KG has one, Tim Duncan has one, Kareem has one, Dave Cowens has one. Nikola Jokic has 4. He is doing things consistently that we have so rarely seen. And I enjoy the hell out of watching Nikola Jokic play basketball. He does not bore me one single bit. Give it a couple more years and it's going to feel like, here we go again.
This Nuggets team puts me in the headspace of the Spurs and the Pistons from my childhood, where it's like, oh no, they're playing a really good style of basketball. Is it exciting? I think the Pistons, because of Ben Wallace, was a little bit more exciting than the Spurs. I'll say no, not all the time. Most of the time it's not, but it's good basketball, and there's something exciting, something fun about sitting down, watching dudes who are playing basketball the way that the Nuggets are playing basketball right now. And while you're void of people jumping over people, dunking, you're void of people hitting big shots, then doing whatever celebrations they want to do, you still have to appreciate the athleticism and the skill that they're playing with, and the intelligence, as you pointed out, that they are playing with. I could absolutely see Jokic look around, win another championship, look around and be like, I want to go ride horses, and just leave and never come back. Not file retirement paperwork, not tell anybody anything. He's just gone.
Quiet quitting.
Just gone. Just where's Jokic? He's not coming back. Like, oh, okay, cool. That's just
how
he's built.
You see some grainy cell phone footage of someone just crushing the courts in Serbia. Just taking pickup game after pickup game and just living his best life.
He's never playing basketball.
But he's also he lulls us into this slumber of, that goofy Jokic. He's always talking about, this is just a job. He's competitive as hell. That's how he gets to this point. I saw somebody resurfaced a quote from last season. I think it was January 2023. Nuggets beat the Magic in a game. And he said, I think the good teams win even when they play bad, and bad teams always find a way to lose games, even when they're up. That was for the Magic. Last night, the Lakers, they're not a great team. The Nuggets are a great team. So even when they play a little off, you have someone like Jokic, you're going to find a way to win down the stretch. Before we take a quick break, let's give one moment for the very, very sad and upset Los Angeles Lakers who are really mad at the officials. You know what they always say, CJ? The officials hate the Lakers. That's what they tell me. They tell me that the Lakers are the most persecuted team in basketball. They get no free throws. They get no calls. And last night, LeBron James really had a bone to pick with the replay center. Take a listen.
I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I think I said it this year or last year, whatever. D'Lo clearly gets hit in the face on a drive. What the we have a replay center? If it's going to go, it doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It bothers me. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question, but that shit is like. And then I just saw what happened with the Sixers Knicks game too. What are we doing?
Well, he's complaining about other games?
He's complaining about other games. He gets up, he walks off. You listen to that. Let's just say you're catching up on SportsCenter this morning. You come into the end of that LeBron James press conference and you're like, damn, there must have been a game-changing call at the end of Lakers Nuggets. Whatever happened to D'Angelo Russell must have been a crime against humanity in the fourth quarter, surely. In the last couple minutes of the game, surely. It was in the third quarter. And it was a bad call. Let's be clear. It was a clear foul. Michael Porter Jr. hit D'Angelo Russell in the face. They called it back, and they gave the Nuggets the ball. And it was a bad call. But it wasn't a game decider. It did not match. Oh, poof. This call happened. 20-point no more for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's how it unraveled. No, it is stupid, and you sound so lame. You're better than this.
I mean, this is how the playoffs work.
I know.
There's somebody who gets aggrieved and is like, okay, let me say something publicly so that the refs know. Next game, give us some of those whistles. But if you're the Lakers and you're LeBron James and you get whistles, how many free throws did they shoot last night? Like, it's not like they only shot 3 free throws. They shot free throws.
It was a rare occurrence where they did shoot less free throws than the Nuggets. They shot 13 and the Nuggets shot 17. But I just want to say that the Los Angeles Lakers,
get ready.
Stat courtesy Andy Bailey, have led the NBA in free throw attempt differential in each of the 2 last seasons, and their total has more than doubled second place in each of the last 2 seasons. Net free throw attempts last 2 seasons, the Lakers plus 983. The Miami Heat, a distant second, in plus 386. You know I am bad at doing fast math, but that's like a 500 difference between the Lakers and the Heat. They get a hell of a lot of free throws.
Well, after explaining that, I get why they are upset.
They're so used to it.
They're supposed to be hitting.
They're like, you're supposed to be on our side.
They're going to shoot 30 free throws this next game.
Their buddy's turn. They're still not going to win.
No. The Denver Boa Constrictors are out.
Change the mascot. We don't need to be a Nugget anymore. You're a boa constrictor. You are what you are. All right, speaking of teams that were aggrieved, the Philadelphia 76ers have filed a grievance over the officiating in the Knicks-Sixers game last night. It was awesome. We'll talk about the Knicks' big win, that last final minute of the game at Madison Square Garden, after a quick break.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by April 30th. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
10 feet ahead of you, catch me in something you'll never do. I turn around and I level you, no motivation is needed. Look, I put myself on the pedestal, this is incredible.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being,
so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by April 30th. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
This is an actual good shoe.
Yeah, it looks like
this
a good
is a
shoe.
real good shoe.
What you think about him, KJ? She likes Cheetos.
Like Cheetos?
Yeah,
like
nay.
Cheetos.
You like
For
Cheetos?
kids, yeah, nay.
That's what I mean. For kids,
For kids,
1,000%.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I was still playing basketball, I played in brightly colored shoes. I wore pink shoes a lot of the time or purple shoes. Like, I like that. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Lindsey Harding has gotten a chance to interview for the Charlotte Hornets vacancy.
She's proven that she could coach on the men's side. She's done a fantastic job and got this G League opportunity and was Coach of the Year. This is fantastic for women's basketball.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
All right. Welcome back. We had Lakers Nuggets as the late game last night. Before that, yes, CJ.
Before we move on, that was a throwback game because they were just throwing the ball to the block. Lakers were throwing it to Anthony Davis. Jokic was throwing the ball to Nuggets were throwing it to Jokic, or the boa constrictors were throwing it to Jokic.
Yeah, keep saying it so that it gets
and if
more in our heads.
You think that's where it is, you might want to do like Edie, I guess.
Oh no.
I guess.
How about Isaiah
He
Hartenstein?
is 7'4".
How about Isaiah Hartenstein?
But again, like, you will want some size to bang with those dudes.
You
in
know
the
how
playoffs,
we
maybe.
say no Diddy?
Yes.
Yesterday we added no Jonte.
Okay.
Never bet on yourself.
No Edie.
No tampering. I just
Okay.
want to be clear, as always.
Okay.
But what if we gave Isaiah Hartenstein a key to the Bass Pro Pyramid? Like, just out of the kindness of our hearts, of your and my hearts. I'm not sure he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid this summer. But, like, has he ever wanted a pyramid?
Unlimited barbecue nachos for life?
You know, I started on that route. That's exactly where I went first when trying to think of nice capital that the city can provide. But, like, your own pyramid's pretty effing cool.
Which one is better, though?
Do you get everything that comes in? Do you get the Bass Pro Shop within the pyramid?
You get a key to the Bass Pro
So you
Pyramid.
get everything.
So you can just walk into the Bass. Do you have
You
to
get
pay
the
for
lookout
things?
tower? No.
Oh, so he can just walk in and walk out with stuff.
And honestly, the fudge, pro tip, the fudge at the Bass Pro Pyramid, next level.
How's the milk and the lemonade?
I hate you.
What?
Down the corner. Isaiah Hartenstein. Don't make any calls, but really big fan of your game. Big fan of your game. The offensive rebound. That's going to be part of the wild sequence that we'll show. And then obviously the block there at the end. I was like, damn, he is a fun player to watch and is going to appropriately get a bag this summer.
Why did you bring that man's name up? I will.
Why would I not? It was a big part of the game last night.
Because you're director.
What?
You know he's thirsty.
I know.
You know he's thirsty. He's saying all types of wild things over here.
I know.
In my ear, not in your ear. I can't focus.
Wait, no. He said wild things about... Was he saying wild things about Isaiah Hartenstein or about Mitchell Robinson? I thought other Jacob was on the Mitchell Robinson train.
He'll say wild things about him also.
Okay.
Things he's willing to do, sacrifices he's willing to make.
Over the weekend, it was Mitchell Robinson.
Yes, and he said those things about Hartenstein too. Yeah, we
back
can't.
To the game.
We can't name bigs around this guy anymore.
He gets so excited.
Way too excited.
You can't name bigs around Grizzlies fans. Period. You'll watch any big have an accomplished game in the playoffs, and Grizzlies fans emerge like, I'm not gonna watch the playoffs this year because the Grizzlies aren't in it. And then it's like a moth to a flame.
I was thinking about something else. You say emerged. I was thinking something a bit more wrecked.
Sexually charged cicadas?
Yeah, they've got this piece as well.
They're coming as well.
Grizzlies fans lay limp and then
moving right along.
And they get real strong.
The Knicks scored 8 points in 27 seconds last night to come back and beat the Sixers. The Knicks were down 5 with 47 seconds to go. Tyrese Maxey was on a tear. Tyrese Maxey, who almost didn't play last night because he was so sick, having his flu game. Can you have a flu game in the first round of the playoffs? I agree. Flu game, not reserved for the first round of the playoffs, but good try, good effort. You're coming about while you don't feel very well and having a hell of a game. He just hit his 5th 3, puts the Sixers up. There was the challenge incident that overturned the foul on Kyle Lowry on the other end. They'd eventually get Kyle Lowry free throws. He goes 1 of 2 at the line. So you have 5-point Sixers lead. It felt over. Like, just when you're watching a game, it felt as if, okay, good on the Sixers. You're not going to waste this Tyrese Maxey game. You're not going to waste this Joel Embiid game. And my God, how many more Joel Embiid games are you going to get? Because he is belabored at this point. And then all of a sudden, Jalen Brunson hits the corner 3. And so this is the sequence that changes everything. And you have Jalen Brunson, who had only made 1 3 in the postseason thus far. He gets the bounce on his side. Sixers go to inbound, eventually going to get it to Tyrese Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey, what are you doing? What are you doing? DiVincenzo misses. There's our Lord and Savior, Isaiah Hartenstein. Take 2. For DiVincenzo. Madison Square Garden goes crazy.
Go back.
I'd like to be there. Yes, let's roll back the tape.
Can we go back to the rebound particularly?
Can we go back period to when Tyrese Maxey throws it away? Because if you look at Nick Nurse, who is going to claim that he is calling a timeout, he pump faked the timeout right there, and then he decides he really wants it, and now he's mad about it, and he's not going to get the call. And the refs have decided that this is the purge.
Go get it. Go fling your body at the rim. Joel Embiid is hobbled.
Joel Embiid cannot fling anything.
At best, he is hobbled. You're in position. You go grab that ball.
Look at that right there.
You're coming. Like, come on, man. You're a receiver going over the middle. In the 1980s, Lawrence Taylor is going to come and knock your block off. But damn it, it's the playoffs. You got to make that sacrifice. Go get the ball. Damn your body. Go grab the ball. My God. Everybody has issues with the trust the process 76ers, right? And as long as Embiid is on that team, that's how I will think of them. The biggest thing that has that I point to with that team, and that team has had various iterations. James Harden was there, Jimmy Butler, good Ben Simmons, right? Like various players of note were there. The thing that bothers me the most about the way it was constructed is that I thought, a lot of us thought Tobias Harris could be your number 3. And in a pinch, if you had to, you're down some players, you're down 1 or 2, he can step in and be number 2 for you. And he just hasn't been that. He hasn't. And plays like that, he routinely does not make in the playoffs. And because he is where he ranks on that team and in the NBA lore on Twitter and all of that, we let him skate with a lot of the stuff that he does. We're always on Joel Embiid. We're on James Harden. We'll be on Ben Simmons. When they were in Philly at the time, we will say something about Jimmy Butler. But it's never, hey, Tobias Harris has got to be significantly better than what Tobias Harris is. And those plays, like, it's not playoff season until Tobias Harris is doing stuff like that. Where it's like, yo, come on. That's something you've got to be able to go do. Go get the ball, man.
You can't ask for much more from Tyrese and Joel Embiid.
Be strong with the ball. Be strong with the ball.
Be strong with the ball and be smart. That was the thing. I mean, this is a Nick Nurse coach team. Like, Nick Nurse won a championship. Players like Floppy Fish Kyle Lowry won a championship with him in Toronto. And if you haven't seen the slow-mo of Kyle Lowry's flop, it is one of the greatest of all time. And I don't mean that in a positive way. But just be smart. The Sixers fell apart at the end of that game. There was nothing championship pedigree-like for that team. And on the flip side, you have a Knicks team that's just full of dogs. Like, they just fight. And I appreciate the officials for swallowing the whistles in that situation. And it really did feel like the purge, like anything goes in the last minute of that game. There will be blood. Cool. Knicks are built for that kind of a fight. And you saw it as the Sixers just completely unravel and the Knicks take control of the game. And I saw yesterday within that same Athletic Anonymous player survey that I mentioned earlier, one of the questions was, who is the coach that you would least like to play for? And the overwhelming majority of the vote goes to Tibbs. But that guy coaches his players up. And I know you can go through the history of injuries and Derrick Rose and forcing your players to play a hell of a lot of minutes despite their age or despite their injury designation. And from everything you hear, those practices are a living, breathing hell. But when it comes time to play, the players want to play for them. They're hard-nosed defensive guys, and they're built for rock fights. And the end of that game was a rock fight, and they came with the rocks, and the Knicks get a win. And it feels, our chat question of the day is, which of the teams currently down 2-0 in the NBA or Stanley Cup playoffs has the best chance to win the series? 76ers have 46% of the vote, only because, like, who else are you going to pick? The Lakers don't feel like they have a chance. The Magic don't feel like they have a chance. I know nothing about the Islanders. I voted for the Islanders because watching the Sixers, they're done. They're not coming back in the series.
If you pay attention to the ticker at the bottom of your screen, the Islanders, I do believe, blew a 3-0 lead in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think they blew it late also. They allowed 2 goals super late. 2 goals in 9 seconds late in that game.
Brutal.
So they can get up. It's just about closing it out. And the Stanley Cup playoffs always has weird things happening there. But that was my vote also. And I mean, listen, the Knicks, it shouldn't take all of this to beat the 76ers.
Nah.
It shouldn't. But the Knicks are also, everybody's down. I will be remiss of me not to point out, like, Julius Randle is a big part of what this Knicks team does. Julius Randle, that size on the court does free up, what's the dude's name who plays for the Knicks? Shout out Anthony saying, Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
He frees up Jalen Brunson because your big can't come all the way over on help side when Brunson gets to the rim. Because if you do, you're leaving a scorer like Julius Randle open and in a spot where he can do some damage, right? So they are down that piece, and that really, really does have an effect on them. And I think it'll affect them in the next round. This round, with hobbled Embiid and a 76ers team that just doesn't have that toughness that you're talking about right now. I think they'll be fine. I'm not saying it's a sweep, but like they'll end this series in 6 or 7.
Josh Hart, tough ass dude.
How long can we bank on him making threes?
I don't know. He's done it 2 games in a row. He had 4 last night.
Yep.
How long can you bank on him just gobbling up rebounds? That you can continue to get from him. At 21 and 15 for Josh Hart last night. With the Joel Embiid piece of it, I am not enjoying watching Joel Embiid play basketball. Like, that game last night ruled. Everything about it was great. The final sequence, incredible. Everyone's in on it. But having to watch Joel Embiid suffer through obvious pain through the entirety of the game, still putting up stats for the 2nd game in a row. He had one of those instances late in the 4th quarter where he's just chucking it up to the sky. He draws an and one, and the shot goes in, and he makes the free throw. So he has a 3-point play, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look comfortable. I don't think he had a rebound in the second half, despite the ball touching his hands in a variety of instances of it coming off the rim or the backboard. He doesn't have anything. And watching him give his post-game interview, he's covering his eye. There's something wrong with his eye. He's constantly rubbing out his knees. I went on a run yesterday, and I had to stop in the middle of it because I had some knee pain, and I didn't know if I was going to make it home. I don't know if Joel Embiid knows if he's going to finish every game, and it's so hard to watch because you know he's in pain, and the assumption is, I mean, look at this. Ow.
Carry him off the court.
Ow.
It's the playoffs. How many more years does he have?
And I can
This window
appreciate
somebody
somebody.
is shut at the end
I
of
know.
this year, and they're going to have to figure out, hey, what are we going to do with Joel? Like, what are we going to do? Like that's
He can't play in the Olympics.
Oh,
You have
God,
to start.
no.
My God.
Keep him off of mine. Look, where's Jaron at? Jared Culver just had 20 rebounds.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, excuse me.
Wrong.
Oh, I'm thinking the Texas Tech dude, ain't I? I thought, speaking of dude things, I thought Jared Culver was going to be a much better pro.
Did you?
Yes.
He was
I
here for a cup of
I was
coffee.
excited. I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to be great. 3-and-D type dude. Anyways.
I obviously would love to see Jaren Jackson Jr. represent the United States of America.
But
I think that team just needs a down and dirty big guy, like a Jared Allen.
Okay.
Like, just go get those rebounds, set those screens.
And roll.
That's what you need. And
set screens,
that's
roll
it.
hard, finish above the rim.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've liked Jared Allen
Mm-hmm.
for a while now. It'll be interesting. It can't be Joel Embiid.
No.
You can have an argument over who you want that other big to be. It cannot be Joel Embiid. You cannot have this man. And it is not just a matter of conditioning. He is in clear, deep pain. And at some point, save him from himself. He's going to play through the playoffs. And I guess I'll give him
the next 3 games?
credit for that.
Next 4 games? What are we talking about?
Yeah, they're going to get him in.
And
Do
5
the
or 6.
Sixers get one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that Knicks team, while they are scrappy,
They're not
they
perfect.
They are.
They're not a juggernaut.
Far from that. They need another star, maybe 2, and they're down a star, so they need at least one more to run with Brunson and
OG.
No, OG.
You're not considering
no, I'm not.
OG any
No,
good?
God, no. No, Randall.
Josh Hart. Randall. Oh,
Randall.
who's out.
Who's out.
Yeah.
Right. So they're down that. I watched that game and I've been watched a handful of Knicks games, and so I'm not as dialed into New York Knicks basketball as the New York Knicks experts. I don't get it with OG. And I think that maybe this might just be a bad series for him, or not a bad series, a series where he doesn't get to showcase the versatility, particularly on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm watching him, he doesn't jump off the screen to me. He doesn't do anything that gets me really excited. Granted, paying attention to him now, hadn't been watching him all season, and maybe in a matchup against the Bucks where they'll have to have somebody who can hold Giannis, maybe then I'll get to see OG flex this defensive prowess that everybody talks about when they sing his praises. But so far,
He's not just a 3-point specialist either. I do appreciate how he gets to the basket. He's tough. He's physical. Like, there's a physicality to him. He had a nice shot last night.
I haven't seen him do
Where
anything
that made me go,
worthwhile. Not even that. Not even that.
But once the Knicks got him, they became a different team. Like, that was the missing piece that unlocked, and especially when he and Brunson both play, they're something stupid, like 22-3.
Right.
So we'll see. Sixers, dead. Lakers, dead. Who do we get in tonight's games? Because we still have 0-11 road teams. We haven't had a single lower seed win a game yet this postseason. We have Suns, Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
We have Pacers, Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Mavs, Clippers.
Okay. Suns will win one.
Suns will
the
win
Suns
one.
The
It's
Suns
just a matter
win.
of if they will win in Minnesota.
Suns win one tonight. That's what I mean.
So we
Suns
have
win.
a series begin tonight.
A series start because
Because you know what they say.
it doesn't start till the road team wins a game.
The road team wins a game. I was going to say it. That's what we were going to start with when it looked clear that the Sixers were going to win in Madison Square Garden. I want to go to a playoff game in Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
I think it looks so fun.
The playoff
playoffs,
atmosphere
period.
in all of these arenas.
I miss it.
You couldn't hear the whistle in wherever the Nuggets play, or excuse me, wherever the Boa Constrictors play.
Ball Arena.
Oh, okay. All right.
They just ball.
Oh,
Unless
apparently.
the Avalanche are playing. Then they just puck.
You couldn't hear the whistle there. You couldn't hear I think there was a shot clock violation in the Knicks 76ers game. You couldn't hear the horn go off. I could only see the light. So much for Kelly Oubre's statement about Knicks fans not caring. Oh, gosh.
They care now.
I think they've
Remember
always
the Bing
cared.
Bong?
Yeah.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
It was 2 years, 3 years?
I think it was 1 year ago.
No.
I think it was last season.
Oh.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, I think it was a season.
Bing bong. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the athletic department news at the University of Memphis yesterday. They need a new athletic director as theirs is headed to Missouri, according to reports of the SEC. Plus, NFL draft is Thursday in Detroit. We have some NFL news, some trade rumors, which are crazy, revolving the New England Patriots, some news with the Denver Broncos as well. We'll get into all of that. And then still ahead, TV Tuesday, what we're watching. I watched one of the most depressing shows of the year. I will tell you about it. Still ahead. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. That's why we're looking for team members to help us reshape the steel industry for a more sustainable tomorrow. Our edge starts with you at www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our dash team. That's www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our dash team. It's more fun to be there live to see the Memphis Grizzlies hit the court all season long. From the electricity in FedEx Forum to the highlight reel plays, there's nothing quite like Grizzlies basketball. As the official marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ticketmaster gets you in with a huge selection of seats. So get off the couch and into the stands while you still can. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Are you a healthcare professional looking for a new experience? Look no further than Travel Nurses, Inc. Our extensive network of healthcare facilities across the country offers you the opportunity to discover new destinations while pursuing your passion. We provide competitive compensation, flexible contracts, and dedicated assistance. So join our community of nurses and allied health professionals and start your next adventure today. Visit our website at travelnursesinc.com for more information.
You think Gigi's a lot better than you were at the same age?
Yeah. The dude did a step back double cross and went by somebody and dunked it. He's pulling it from 4-point line. Like, he's right though. I mean, there was a time in camp when he was like, less of what you're seeing, and that's just because his legs were gone because we're doing all this running, and then we got to play. Like, he doesn't know, like, the game isn't going to be like this.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I've cuddled a time or two in my life.
We are the right.
I've cuddled too. I've cuddled a time or two in my life.
We're the right. Just
yeah,
size
and I think sometimes you're cuddling and you're like, man, I don't know if this fits the right way.
Or I was with someone who had like a baseball injury once, and so like his arm couldn't handle, like he physically couldn't.
He had to say, I would love to cuddle you, but I tore my
can't.
rotator cuff.
I physically cannot.
What a wild deal.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back. As some people have pointed out, the desktop version of Twitter.com, or X, as we call it now, is down. But don't worry, it still works on your phone. Here's the breaking news you come for. And when I pulled it up on my phone, you want to know what the first thing that came up was, CJ? What? One of the Jokic brothers threw a punch in the stands last night at the Nuggets-Lakers game, and the guy stood strong. Imagine being able to live and say, yeah, I got punched in the face by Nikola Jokic's brother. Whew. Whew.
What did that dude do to deserve to get punched
I don't
in the
know.
face?
I'm trying to look at the video.
To just walk around punching
No,
dudes
there's
in the
words
face.
being said beforehand.
And that's at a home game also.
It is. He climbs over. Yeah. He
So wait,
climbs
who climbs
over the
over?
bleachers.
Who
One of the
climbs over?
brothers.
Okay.
One of the brothers climbs down. So they have the upper hand. They have
Yeah.
the higher ground.
Okay.
And then they hop over one of the
How many
chairs.
rows? Just one row, 2 rows?
It looks like it's just a single row just
Okay.
to get the...
So he comes down, gets on his
we
level.
can't be punching fans at games. Let's be clear.
Yeah, please don't. Not saying that fans don't deserve to be punched at games.
Right.
But
this is a sacred space.
Let's not. But like, I also understand that some people deserve to be punched sometimes.
It happens to the best of us. You know, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Jacob is in the fetal position if he gets punched in the face. He wants to make sure everybody knows that.
Oh, if I got punched in the face at FedEx Forum, it's workers' comp.
Is it?
I'm on the job. I don't care who it is.
Where'd you tear your Achilles at?
That's true.
Okay.
I signed a waiver, though. I messed up, okay?
Wait, do you not
I was
sign
the
a-
only person who signed. This is so
Everybody
me
had to
to a
sign
T.
the
Yeah,
waiver.
but most people didn't.
Who didn't?
Most? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I heard from some people at the company 3-on-3 tournament that they didn't sign the waiver. They never even
Really?
saw the paperwork. But I just walked right up there and said, "Bah, nothing bad could ever happen to
Who
me."
didn't sign the waiver?
I don't know.
I thought everybody signed the waiver. Do you not sign waivers before you do radio?
No.
Like, if something happens.
But I did get hit in the face with the t-shirt cannon.
Oh, those things are scary.
It was terrifying.
Did you
side of
bruise
the
up?
face. No.
Okay.
Wasn't full.
I've seen laptops broken at FedEx Forum.
That thing
back in
pops
the
out
day.
fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
Please don't punch me in the face. There's this trend that I saw on TikTok where it's not like a good trend. It's a bad thing that's happening. Oh, we have the video
Oh, he
here.
wanted
He
that
climbs
dude.
over. Yeah,
Whoa.
he goes straight for him.
Oh.
Something was said. Who's the
Wait,
mom with the baby in the back?
That's got to be
That's
somebody.
got to be
that's
one of
gotta
their
be family.
wives.
That's got to be
because she's in a
family.
little Jokic
Wait, hold on.
jersey. Oh my God! Wait, go to the woman's face now that we're actually going through this. Watch her face when she turns at the end. She looks disgusted. She's like, "Oh, he's doing it again."
Wait, whose face?
The woman in the red just turns
Oh, yeah.
right there.
She's exhausted.
Right
She's
there.
exasperated.
I cannot
Also, what is
specifically
that? What is that
say.
dude doing? After getting hit in the face, I don't care who you are. I've got to hit you back. I've got to at least make it look like I'm willing to defend myself.
But
Can't
that
just
guy
be-
stood strong, didn't he?
Yeah, and he did nothing.
He barely moved.
Yeah, because he was stunned. That's why he didn't hit him back. That's a standing knockout.
Right.
He was stunned. No, you can't get hit in the face and
Yeah.
then just not throw anything.
The
not
trend-
grab something.
The trend in New York is that women are getting punched in the face on the street.
All the more reason to ban TikTok.
Oh, don't
All
even.
the more reason to
No.
get rid of that cursed app.
Wrong.
None of this
I
stuff
can't
was
believe
happening
you're
on Vine.
anti-TikTok.
What do you mean?
It was absolutely happening online.
On Vine. What do you mean?
It was happening on 4chan.
What do you 4chan? That's
Not
not
that
a
I
real.
know.
That's not a real thing.
Sure.
What do we do? We know 4chan is for bad
Raghav
people.
said that the woman in the red is Jokic's wife.
Yeah.
Which makes it even better.
Yeah, that's brother-in-law's wilding out. Yeah,
Am
absolutely.
I?
Are you
TBR, am I the a-hole story on
What?
Wednesday? Am I the a-hole for getting fed up with my brother-in-law once again getting in a fight with a fan at my husband's game? Please make it stop.
Oh, we got good stories for tomorrow.
Oh, I
apparently.
can't wait. I'm
Are
thrilled.
Are you anti-national security?
I'm understanding that if you think you have any security on your, did you see that AT&T lost all of our social security numbers this week? Everyone's?
Who'd they lose them to?
Bad people?
Was it the Chinese? Because
I
that's
don't
all
know.
that
I just
matters.
assume that the people who are
That's
out
all
there
that
stealing
matters.
social security numbers aren't exactly the best of people.
No, it's fine. It's fine when they do it. Is it us? Is it our bad people?
I sat on TikTok for 30 minutes yesterday, and I kept giving myself one more scroll because how much longer will I have my little app? And I'm so sick. You want to know what the worst line is on the Taylor Swift album?
Oh, gosh.
It's
Is
the
it not the
one-
Grand Theft Auto line?
No, that one's pretty bad.
That one made me smile.
I cry at Taylor Swift. I don't even know the exact thing. It's like, I cry, but I am so productive. I'm like, shut up.
But you crying, you're productive. I would think that hit you in the chest.
I think that's the problem. It feels, maybe she got too real with this last one. Maybe my problem is that Taylor Swift was targeting me with her emotions.
By the way, you're Swiftie enemy number one.
I know.
I looked at it.
Whatever.
They're not pleased with
I'm
you.
indignant.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Those are big words. Who does she think she can talk about music? Oh, I have a minor in popular music studies, but okay, go off.
Are you listing accomplishments
Hell
and
yeah.
accolades?
Yeah.
Why?
We reached that point. 'Cause it's fun. 'Cause it's fun to egg them
Okay.
on.
All right.
Come on. I saw so many people feel as if they could not give their real opinions about the Taylor Swift album because they're afraid that her fans are going to dox the hell out of them. That's where you get into a problem. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. People can like different things. It's
What do
going
you
to
mean
be okay.
they're going to dox you?
They're going to find your address. They're going to find, not ours. We're not that important. But like big name people. One of the reviews that came out, they left the woman's name off of the byline because the last time they published a negative review, she got death threats for months.
We can't be threatening people's lives. It's not that serious.
It's a song.
It's an album.
It's 31 songs. It's not a song. It's 31 songs. Get an editor. That's my final line. All right. Other sports news from the universe in the last couple of days. The University of Memphis needs a new athletic director. The news came yesterday that Laird Veatch is leaving for Missouri, reportedly. Gets an SEC opportunity. He's been here 4.5 years. When Missouri's athletic director left in February, you first started hearing Laird Veatch's name circulating as an option. He was a candidate when the job was last open in 2021 as well, and now he will return to Missouri, which is a place that he spent a significant amount of time before he headed into the Florida athletic department. That's where he made the jump to the University of Memphis, which was his first time full-time AD job. He came in the midst of the magical 2019 Memphis football season, which was a great time to come in. And listen, like, you leave this program in a place where you're coming off of the fresh news of the NIL deal with FedEx, which is massive, $25 million over the next 5 years. You got a 5-year extension figured out with your head football coach in Ryan Silverfield. You have Penny Hardaway. You made big hires, solid hires in Alex Simmons with the women's basketball team. You made a hire on the baseball side.
Two solid hires with women's
Sure.
basketball, right? Because
Katrina was his hire as well.
Katrina was his, was it?
Yeah. Moving on from Melissa McFerrin when she was eventually let go and returned with Katrina and now Alex Simmons. But bottom line is all those programs are in solid positions. Like, locally, the University of Memphis is in a really stable place. You have coaches, you have the NIL deal, you have the plans moving forward for the stadium renovations. But this hire is big in a sense of this athletic director will be tasked in working with the president, with FedEx for that matter, with the city of Memphis and the university as a whole in how do we get to a bigger conference? How do we get out of the AAC? What is the escape plan here? And so there will be lots of names that they start to circulate through, whether they be big-time athletic directors at small schools or assistant athletic directors or athletic department employees at bigger schools, and they'll figure out what they want in that situation. But it's going to be that person's job to get you to either the ACC or the Big 12. Those are really your two options right now. So it does represent an important part moving forward, but there is a stability here that Laird Veatch leaves.
I would think that you would want somebody who has been in the rooms where conference realignment conversations have happened at the former Power 5 level, right? I would think you'd want somebody who helped to lead conversations and to build some sort of structure around their program at one of these major conferences, either adding a team or being a team that was added. Because, like, that's, to your point, that's where Memphis is right now. You've got to, this split is happening. We know that it's happening. Mm-hmm. It'll be a matter of time before somebody steps in and says, hey, you've got to pay players. Your university has to pay players as employees. And everybody's not going to be able to do that. And when that split happens, all of the money is going to go to the ones who can, and you'll be left with pennies on the dollars if you can't. So you would need somebody who, Big 12 or somebody who's been affiliated with the ACC or something like that, to get into those rooms and smoosh the right people. Smoosh and boosh the right people. Because that's what Veatch did. Veatch did that with FedEx. And after doing that with FedEx has given recently the $25 million NIL deal of over 5 years. And FedEx has facilitated the Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium coming into the university's hands so they can do their own upgrades and aren't dependent on city funds and city dollars, right? So that's what this athletic director is going to do. I think Veatch did a great job. I'll always remember the Laird Veatch era for the penis courts, though.
That's what, it was his first day on the job.
What a court. Talk
I was
about
here. I
going
saw it with
hard
my
in the
own
paint.
eyes.
Oh, boy.
I remember I posted a picture of it.
How could you not?
I said it should be sponsored by Trojan. It was one of my favorite tweets of all time.
It's a good tweet.
Thank you.
Ribbed for everybody's pleasure.
Thank you.
Like,
for all sizes.
Yes, very veiny.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very veiny paint.
What a first day of work. Imagine just like, of all the things you have to troubleshoot in your head. Like, oh, this could go wrong, or this could go wrong. And instead you ended up dealing with a court that was too phallic to function.
It functioned just fine.
They got rid of it real fast.
Oh, immediately. Immediately.
It would be, he
Bring
did
back the
get
penis
Memphis
court.
through the 2020 time, too. That was a difficult time with athletic departments. Anyway, Laird Veatch goes on. You can never fault someone for going to the SEC. It just means more. You went to the spring game over the weekend. We didn't talk about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Oh, yeah. The spring game, the Tiger spring game, I try and go every year. I think I missed last year for some reason. But, yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. They had a tug of war with the students. So during breaks, they would bring students out to compete with the football players. So, like tug of war, dodgeball, things of that nature. A punt, pass, kick competition as well. Like, it was all very, very fun. And I'm not going to get super excited about anybody's spring game from look at what this guy did, look at what that guy did. I'm not doing that. But the Tigers secondary looks like it could be a real strong point on this team.
Talking about spring game takeaways.
I'm not. But if I were to, I can't tell if it's because they've been practicing against this offense all spring, and so they're kind of conditioned to know what is coming, or if they've got legitimate like ball hawks in the backfield. And when we think about that magical 2019 run the Tigers had, it's not like they were great defensively. They weren't. What they were great at, though, was taking the ball away in really pivotal moments, and then those takeaways leading to points. So if they can get back to doing that, I'm intrigued by what this team could be.
I'm intrigued that the NFL draft is Thursday. We've been talking about it for months, and yet it still feels as if it sneaks up on you. We did get some quick NFL news yesterday, retirement news. Matt Ryan retired as a Falcon on Monday, and I had a piece of trivia for you, CJ. Matt Ryan is one of 3 players not named Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson to win NFL MVP in the last 17 years. Who are the other 2 players?
To win NFL MVP?
MVP.
In the last how long?
17 years.
All right. So, are we going to go Derrick Henry?
No.
Steve McNair?
No.
All right, here we go.
One is a quarterback and one is a running back.
Jacob, you're right. Let's get the quiz music going.
Surprise
quiz.
quiz.
So pop quizzes. We love a good pop quiz on this show. Read the question again for me. I want to make sure I got this right. Read it.
Matt Ryan is one of 3 players not named Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson to win NFL MVP in the last 17 years. Who are the other 2 players?
Cam Newton got one.
Ding.
I remember Cam. I just needed the music. That's what the music. I needed the music.
Okay, so that's your quarterback.
Chris
the other's
Johnson?
your running back. No.
Okay, yeah. No, he didn't win. He should have won. Peyton won, and Peyton should not have won. The year Chris Johnson won, Peyton won, and Peyton shouldn't have. And the year Manning and Steve McNair shared, okay. Manning shouldn't have shared that. But you say, all right, I need another quarterback.
The year? No, not another quarterback, a running back.
I thought it was 2
No,
quarterbacks.
one quarterback and a running back.
Oh, so it was only 2.
Along with Matt Ryan.
And Matt Ryan. Okay, so I need the running back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good running back.
Some would say one of the best of all time.
One of the best of all time the past 17 years.
Had a little issue, though.
Adrian Peterson. I forgot AP won.
Yep.
Shout out Adrian Peterson.
Shout out Adrian Peterson. All right.
That was after he tore his ACL, right? But before he beat the hell out of his child.
Yeah. That was the time frame that happened within. I believe the child was 2014, And
he gave him a whooping, left some warts and some welts, in some
not
pretty
great.
peculiar places. But
It was not great. He had another domestic violence situation.
It's the NFL. What do you
recently.
expect? What do you want them to do? Not hit women? Like, come on.
All right. NFL draft news. Diana Rossini reported yesterday that the Patriots are listening to and taking calls from teams looking to move up to number 3 in the draft. The report said that team president Jonathan Kraft is heavily involved in the decision making. When this came across my timeline, I was reminded, as I am often reminded, that Jonathan Kraft is 60 years old. Every time I think about Jonathan Kraft, I visualize him as a 30-year-old Nepo baby, son of Robert Kraft, and I just look at him like he's in a suit that's too big, making decisions that are too big, and when you read something like this, you think, what on earth could you be thinking? The Patriots desperately need a quarterback. You have the number 3 pick in this year's draft.
I'll tell you what they're thinking.
Oh, please enlighten me.
None of these dudes are worth the pick.
I know, but you have to.
No, you don't.
You're
you
stuck.
don't. No, you
You're
don't.
gonna play Bailey Zappi?
Run him out there for what? What's the difference in Bailey Zappi going out there and going 7-9 versus you draft one of these rookies, give everybody false hope. Now you're stuck playing one of these bums for the next 3 or 4 years until you find a way to go out there and trade for a veteran. So now you're giving up capital to go get a veteran to come in here and right this ship, right? And then you end up trading said rookie who you draft this year in 2029 for what, a 6th-round pick. And some chicken wings or something like that. Like, what's the point of drafting these dudes if that's going to be what ends up happening to them? No, at three? No, I'm not taking none of these dudes at 3. Are you kidding me? None of them. Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams is not going to fall to you at 3.
Caleb Williams is going to the Bears. It's between who the Commanders are taking at the 2. Will it be Jaden McDaniels or will it be, not McDaniels, Jaden Daniels or Drake May? It's likely going to be Jaden Daniels. What did he say?
He said J.J. McCarthy is one of the greatest handoff quarterbacks in college football history.
That's what I think the Patriots are going to do. If they do put together a big package, they'll trade back and they'll take J.J.
McCarthy for what?
And that's the for what? I was looking at our next story
I love J.J.
Of course you do.
But for what?
For what? The Patriots are lost at quarterback. You want to know who else is lost at quarterback? The Denver Broncos, who got Zach Wilson is free from the Jets, and the Jets are finally free from Zach Wilson. Just a beautiful trade that took place yesterday. Get a late-round pick swap in return, and the Jets will still be paying $2.75 million of Zach Wilson's salary while he plays for the Denver Broncos, because you still have to be attached to your ex. It's like paying alimony for Zach Wilson, a pick so bad that you were stuck financially on the hook with it for a significant period of time.
They took him second because of what they thought he could do.
What's your all-time favorite Zach Wilson memory?
That my man got that dog in him.
That was a contribution to society.
Yes.
My all-time favorite is when the Jets were playing the Bills and they had a Manning cast, and Peyton Manning was so visibly disgusted with the play of Zach Wilson, he couldn't hide it, and he tried to guess how many pass attempts he would have by the end of the game, and Eli was like, do you think he'll get to 25? And at that point, Zach Wilson dropped back and started running backwards for the 8th time in the game, and Peyton Manning was like, just gonna keep running backwards. That's my favorite Zach Wilson moment of all time. Zach Wilson's mother, thrilled that he gets a fresh start. I'm happy for the Wilson family that they get a fresh start, because Zach Wilson's mom does not need to continue to be on any coverage of the New York Post as she was as much during this time period of Zach Wilson being in the big bad media market of New York. But Zach Wilson joins the quarterback room of Jared Stidham and Ben DiNucci. Broncos have the 12th pick in the draft. Last mock draft I saw had them taking Bo Nix. For what? For what? To wear their cool new jerseys.
You've got a bunch of quarterbacks who are just good enough to lose you 10 to 11 games at that point. Why? Why shore up the offensive line, get some skill position players, get somebody who can go out there and rush the quarterback or something like that, so that when a good quarterback comes onto your team, you're ready to go. Why are we risking it all? They're going to be bad in these beautiful uniforms, and that seems tragic.
They're not all beautiful.
Which ones aren't beautiful?
There's one that's beautiful.
What?
The 77 throwbacks are beautiful.
Gorgeous.
The 77 throwbacks should be their full-time uniforms, which is the front. Those other ones, the streets are calling them UTEP Miners uniforms. I will at least give them Syracuse Orange uniforms. They're bad.
Which one? The one on the right
the
or the
blue.
left?
Both. I hate both.
The blue one's not great.
But these?
See, this is the one I saw.
The classics?
I'm unaware of the other
They're
two.
sexy. These, give me my team in these beautiful uniforms all season long.
You draft those in the first round of the uniform
Zach
draft.
Wilson sees that uniform and he says, all right, I could look good in that. You see the other ones? They're not. The video that was released, it was too long to show on the show, but it was like a Jeep or a Ford or some kind of great rugged car. It looked like an ad for that, driving through the great mountain ranges of the Rockies, overlooking the beautiful city of Denver. And then they reveal those uniforms at the end. Disgusting. I'm going to sneeze.
What are we drafting this week, by the way? Other Jacob wants us to draft uniforms.
Oh.
He wants us to draft uniforms.
I came up with something that I can't think about at the top of my head at this moment. What was it?
I don't know. I'm not in there.
I'll
That's
think
a
about
terrifying place to be, if you ask me.
By myself. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, maybe I'll think of what we're drafting this week. We will do a little TV Tuesday, what we are watching. I have entered full TV catch-up mode. I'm watching Shogun. The second part of the most recent series of American Horror Story is finally out after a 6-month hiatus. A show called Baby Reindeer on Netflix. CJ watched Good Times. He's playing Spider-Man. We'll get into all of that after a quick break. Hey Grizzlies fans, turn your stadium excitement into betting action at Southland Casino Hotel. As a proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, Southland brings you more gaming action than ever before. Step onto our massive casino floor stretching more than 2.5 football fields. Slot enthusiasts can enjoy more than 2,300 machines from penny slots to high limits and play the hottest games like Aristocrat, Dollar Storm, Cloverlink, and Lightning Cash. Table game aficionados can feel the thrill of the felt with 50 live table games. From 3-card to blackjack match, we're ready to deal you in. Plus, don't miss stadium gaming for an interactive digital experience. And for high rollers, our high limit room is calling your name. Go big on 6 high limit blackjack tables or spin one of our 54 high stakes slot machines. Throw in 8 delicious dining options and a 300-room high-rise hotel, and there's plenty to keep you going. At Southland Casino Hotel, the gaming excitement never stops.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Sauced by Will Smith is taking their championship taste to FedEx Forum. Come enjoy your favorite lineup of sauces on traditional and boneless wings the next time you see the Memphis Grizzlies play. All of your favorite sauces, including the famous Garrick sauce, are now available as you cheer the home team on. Visit Sauced by Will Smith inside FedEx Forum at your next Grizzlies game, or come visit us anytime at our location in South Haven, Mississippi. Championship sauce, championship taste. Come get sauced today.
I moved, I have a house now, house maintenance.
That's true.
Homeowners Association.
Homeowners Association.
That was what your mom wanted to talk to me about. She was so proud that not only are you on the Homeowner Association, that you go to the meetings and know every issue.
We've had speed bump problems.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I've cuddled a time or two in my life.
We are the right.
I've cuddled too.
I've cuddled a time or two in my
heights,
life.
We're the right just
Yeah,
size
and I think sometimes you're cuddling and you're like, man, I don't know if this fits the right way.
Or I was with someone who had like a baseball injury once, and so like his arm couldn't handle, like he physically couldn't.
He had to say, I would love to cuddle you, but I tore my rotator cuff.
I physically cannot.
What a wild deal.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It is Tuesday, time for a little TV Tuesday. I want to start with thanking CJ for turning me on to a show that I loved way more than I ever expected to. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV show, was so good. So surprisingly good. When the trailer came out for this show, starring Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, the first thought was, it doesn't ooze the sex appeal of the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which most people were familiar with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. And this is just so different, but it's so real, and the relationship between these two, how it grows throughout the series. There's one episode that circles around them going to couples therapy that was probably my favorite episode of the series. And the therapist is played by Sarah Paulson, and she's tremendous in it. But it was just a great show. If you're looking for a quick binge, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I stamp it.
That's the episode that I think is up for the awards this year.
Okay.
Right? It's up for the Emmys this year, I do believe. That's the episode I would think they'd submit, is that one, because it is so good. The subtleties of, hey, the episode starts and we're disagreeing, but we're doing so amicably. We're holding hands. We are affectionate towards one another, to the end of that episode where they're on completely different sides of the couch. And that's a callback to the movie, right? Because the movie starts and ends with them in couples therapy.
Yes.
That's how the movie starts and ends. So I thought that episode was great. And like you said, man, it doesn't ooze the sexual tension that the movie does, but it is a really, and I feel like we say this a lot and don't really know what it means, but it's a really smart sort of look at interpersonal relationships, at like romantic relationships, and these stresses that come with that, through this ridiculousness that is, hey, we're two assassins out here trying to murk people. I think it's great. One of the best things I watched on TV this year so far.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. When the first episode started, this is not a spoiler because it happens within the first 2 minutes, but Alexander Skarsgård pops up, and I got so excited. I was like, CJ, why didn't you tell me that this show starred Alexander Skarsgård? I would have watched it so much earlier. Alexander Skarsgård
That's a sexy man.
Mwah!
Hot damn.
And then
that's Eric from True Blood.
So real quick. Ooh. I've been thinking about revisiting True Blood.
They jumped shark on me, and I stopped. I was watching True Blood
religiously. Me too.
And
I never finished it
because it got really weird.
Yeah.
Fairies got involved. It's like, yo, I'm not here for all of that. Show me the vampires having sex with people. Let's go.
That's all it was for.
That's all I'm here to see.
Sookie and Eric.
And Lafayette.
Lafayette
died, and I was out. I was like, okay,
that was a sad TV
You killed
death.
the homie.
Who's the other? There's the little redheaded
girl, I
girl,
love her.
Carrie Preston, who now has this show on CBS that I saw during the NCAA tournament that they kept trying to push down our throats. And it's a spinoff of a very small bit character that she played on a show called The Good Wife. And I don't understand how she ended up with her own show out of it, but I loved her on True Blood.
I loved her on True Blood. She was great.
I am watching Shogun. I told Chris he got to pick a show that we watch. I told my husband, you, the boy, get to pick the next show we watch. So guess which one he chose? It's the Japanese epic war show that has themes of Game of Thrones to it. It's taken me a little bit to get into it, I will not lie. It is primarily subtitled because they speak Japanese the majority of the show. There is a translator, and the translations for the relationship between her and the Angie, or the traitor, who I just finished episode 4, and so that dynamic is changing. The show has really grown on me. I am enjoying it as a watch. It is a spectacle, and the way that they show battles and assassination attempts and just all of those like big dramatic scenes that Game of Thrones really kind of pushed into a new stratosphere. It feels like a movie. You're watching a movie within a television show, and it's really enjoyable, but it has like capital boy energy all over it. I understand why some of my female friends who have also been forced to start watching Shogun with their partners to try to watch something together at night have thought to themselves, how did I get here? But it's good. It's getting better. And I think the finale was last night. So we have a lot to catch up on. We didn't watch an episode of it. You could only watch one episode during halftime of Knicks Sixers before having to come back in. And we ended up watching an episode of American Horror Story Delicate, which the first half of that series came out months ago, but then because of the writer's strike, they took a break in the middle, which was horrible. I kind of wish that we hadn't returned to it, but we're so deep into the crevices of their portrayal of pregnancy, which is horrific. horrific. There is no show that will make you want to have children less than American Horror Story, Delicate. And Chris just will look at me. He's like, we shouldn't be watching this. We shouldn't be watching this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We absolutely should not be watching this. But I'm too far gone. Emma Roberts, I swear Kim Kardashian is just playing herself in it. And I don't really love it, but we gotta find out the payoff. I gotta know what Ryan Murphy's going to. What are you watching?
I'm not really watching anything. I'm making my way through 30 Rock. We're making our way through Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The wife said, hey, you're the boy. You can pick one show that we watch together. And I was like, okay, let's watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No, she wanted to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She said, hey, you watched it. I didn't. You would laugh when it was on. It bothered me that you would laugh. I want to see why you think this is so funny. Because she's watched parts of The Office with me. She's watched parts of Scrubs with me. And Scrubs is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. She's like, yo, this stuff is stupid. You're stupid. Why am I watching this? She really enjoys Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
She loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And so I'm back to back now because we did Parks and Rec. She loved Parks and Rec. We went straight from that to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think the characters on Brooklyn Nine-Nine are developed enough to where you can relate to them, but not so developed to where it becomes a cerebral sort of thing where you have to think all the time throughout the show.
Oh, God, Shogun, you have to think the whole show.
You just sit down and watch the goofiness pop off. Like even the serious episodes, they did an episode on mass shootings that kind of got serious, but even most of that episode, while that was a looming theme, you still had characters doing dumb things that brought smile to your face. So we're making our way through that. At D'Angelo Williams's request, I started watching what's that show? Good Times, the revival or reboot, whatever it's called. I watched that.
Steph Curry stamped.
He said, get through episode 3. And that's how I do all my shows. So that's perfect. Got through episode 3. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think that the outrage is because Good Times on the, what do we call that? The Mount Rushmore of black sitcoms.
Okay.
Because we just started getting these, right? My parents grew up and remember vividly not seeing black people on TV. Right, we just started getting black people on TV here in the late 70s or mid 70s, right, where they were on TV. And in that Mount Rushmore, Good Times is that. Good Times is 2 black sitcoms what Babe Ruth is the baseball, right? Like that, it is that. And so when you hold that in such esteem, you can't come through and do a Cleveland Brown version of it. Like it's that's the frustrations that I think people have. If it was
great,
if it was, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
If it was called something else,
it might be good.
No, nobody would. It's bad.
It just wouldn't get. It wouldn't get the attention.
Nobody would pay it any attention. It is fine for what it is. You've got the baby who's doing bad things. The baby's a drug dealer. I'm not sure what difference that is between Stewie constantly trying to kill Lois and being an evil genius, right? Like they're very clearly taking bits and pieces from, because they're the creators or co-creators or something like that of Family Guy, right? So they're very clearly taking things that have worked for them in the past with other shows and trying to implement it using the Good Times brand, and that's what's driving people bonkers. That's why everybody's upset. If it was called Black Family in the Projects or something like that, nobody would have any sort of real thoughts about it. But because it's Good Times, that's what makes people upset.
So you watched 3 episodes of that.
The 3rd episode was good. The 3rd episode tackles shame and women's bodies and the conversation that we need to have with young girls about their periods coming, cycles, and things of that nature. It tackles that conversation and how we try and shame girls who then become women and shame women into falling in line as it pertains to their reproductive health. Like that's a really good episode. But like I'm not gonna sit down and continue to watch it. I think that's a good episode, but the rest of it is just kind of goofy and quirky. There's an episode about, I think episode 2 is about mental health and about ADHD and medication. So that was a interesting episode. That just doesn't resonate with me a whole lot. So yeah, I'm kind of out of it.
Have you started Baby Reindeer?
You told me to yesterday, and I have not yet.
Understandable. We watched Baby Reindeer in one night. We started it on Friday. We did not know anything about it. It was, I think, number 2 at the time on Netflix's top 10. And we watched the preview, and it was the depiction of a guy and a woman having this interaction at a bar that was clearly going to lead to the woman becoming his stalker based on the description of the show. And so we thought it was going to be either a whodunit or a kitschy stalker story. Maybe it has the stalker ends up being a murderer, or the person being stalked ends up being a murderer. Weren't sure where it was going because, again, we didn't know anything about the show. We come to find out it's one of the best interpretations of sexual abuse and sexual assault that I think I've seen on TV. It reminds me a lot of Michaela Cole's I May Destroy You that came out on HBO a couple years ago. And this is from a male perspective. The guy wrote it, starred in it, and it's his personal story. He took it around as a stand-up special for a while. He's a comedian. That's his real-life job.
Funny how that line between comedy and horror suspense works.
Yes, and it works well. And it's not the comedy that he depicts in the show, certainly not my brand of comedy, but it plays so eerily. And it's just this idea of vulnerable people who are told by people that they can make them a star, and how situations like that can pop off in the entertainment industry. And it is such a haunting show. If you get through episode 4, that's kind of the pivotal moment within the show, that once we watched episode 4, we were like, we got to watch this entire thing. But it does such a good conversation on even a stalker, right? Stalkers are weird, they're scary, they're inappropriate, they're doing illegal activity, but what makes someone a stalker, and how is that person hurt and broken, and how did society fail them in a myriad of ways? And then also failing people who get stalked, and men get stalked, women get stalked. How do law enforcement, and this isn't based in America, this is based in the UK, but Baby Reindeer on Netflix, it's really, really good. It is not a escapism type show, but I highly recommend giving it a watch. If you're looking to be moved.
I'm not, but
I know.
I'll try. When's the last time you recommended something and I did it? Because we're not batting real well.
You hit with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That was a good one.
So yeah, I'll try it today if I have some time. I got Spider-Man 2 to play. I figured out what my issue is with Spider-Man.
Yes.
I was texting Chris. I told other Jacob, like Spider-Man 2, I didn't like it, because it felt like it was too hard to play. And then I realized I had it set on hard. And I kept the setting on hard, but it changed the way I played the game. So I think it's great. I used to not be able to play these types of RPGs. So like Arkham Asylum, Assassin's Creed, those types of games were a bit too complicated for me to be able to play. But I'm making my way through this one. And it's pretty good. It's not pretty good. It's really, really good. It is. And the graphics are great. The story is incredible. I watch this story and I think to myself routinely, if Marvel can do this with a video game, why the hell can't DC do this with their live action movies? What is going on here? I think that I'm having so much fun playing it, particularly now that I know, I got it set on hard. So when you got it set on hard, you beat the first wave of dudes and dudettes, and they send in multiple waves. People just show up, like you land in the alley, boom, somebody's getting robbed by a gang, like great, let's whoop their ass. And so you beat everybody, there's like 5 dudes. So you beat everybody there, and then you get shot in the back, you're like, wait a second, and you just turn around, and 2 more cars full of people show up. It's like, man, now I got to fight all these people. What am I doing? But no, it's fun. I land in certain hives or whatever, certain camps, and now I'm just up at the top. I just kick it up at the top, and I just pick them off one by one. No fighting necessary. I just grab them and web them one by one. That's really cool graphic. You can play. Have you watched Chris play?
Yes.
So you know you can play with Mary Jane.
Yes.
So you can play as Mary Jane Watson. You get to play some as Harry. You play some, why am I blanking on the deaf chick, Miles' friend, but you play some as her as well. I think the story keeps you engaged and interested. And Harry Potter did this in a way, but not to this level. All right, like Harry Potter, you're running around trying to complete missions. And Spider-Man, you'll be trying to complete missions as well, but then something to pop up on the radar. It's like, oh, let me go over here and take care. Not even a side quest, just there's a robbery going on. They need Spider-Man's help. Before I go to this side quest or this main quest, let me stop this robbery one time. So it's fun. I'm having a blast playing it. I think you'd like it also.
I wish I had time. I'm big in my reading game right now.
Oh.
I'm reading this great book called First Lie Wins
Okay.
that a lot of people have recommended.
Did you get that from the library?
No.
Okay.
But I did go to the Friends of the Library book sale over the weekend.
One of the best things the library does
so
every
cool.
year.
Had never heard of it. But they sell books for $3 or $2. And we went. And you want to know what Chris and I ended up bringing home? What? The Odyssey and the Iliad. And I don't feel good about it.
Can I nerd out?
Not
even nerd out.
I knew you would be into it.
Not even nerd out. You know my history with Latin.
Yes.
You know I took 4 years of Latin.
Sure.
Took Latin 1 twice, so 3 years of Latin. Latin 3 is just translating the Iliad.
That is the nerdiest thing that you've ever said.
It's just translating the Iliad.
Almost as nerdy as us buying the Odyssey
But
and the Iliad.
you paid what, $2 for them?
Yeah, and they look good on a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Right? Like, ooh, who is this
also-
uppity couple with the Odyssey and the Iliad?
Is it the Latin version or is it already
No, it's
translated?
the English translated.
It's translated.
Yeah.
Like so many of those adventure stories we get from those myths.
Okay, so that's why I have been wanting to revisit, because I do have a general memory of the Odyssey and the Iliad, but there's a movie coming out, Francis Ford Coppola's movie Megalopolis, that's supposed to come out later this year, is all intrinsically based upon the Odyssey. And I want to be able to enjoy that at the most nerdy cinema version of myself possible. And to do that, I think I need to revisit. But I feel like I'm going to read 4 pages of the Odyssey at a time and then put it. It's so thick. It's so thick.
It's thick in the worst possible
And it's hard
way.
to read. We opened one page and started reading through it. And I
So
just
many
said,
words.
Oh, God.
So many words. But like without the Odyssey and the Iliad and tales like that, I'm not sure if we get the Spider-Man 2s of the world. Like that's kind of what it is. It is one of those things where we got a hero on a quest, and there are a bunch of side things happening as well. Let's pit some sort of, we can call it a god, we can call it fate, we can call it something, or we can just imply its presence. And we put that over the top as a sort of looming thing at all times. And then let's see what the heroes do. The Odyssey is Odysseus making his way back from the Trojan War, right?
Yes.
And the Iliad, Odysseus is the side that won.
Yes.
Making his way back to Greece. The Iliad is Aeneas and them fleeing Troy, the losers of the war fleeing Troy, making their way to wherever the hell they land, and where they end up landing is in Italy, Rome. Those are the people who found Rome. Yeah.
So we're going to try for that.
Okay.
I also got a book about the T-shirt factories of the 20s and women's working rights, and when one of them caught on fire. Yeah. When you have books for $3, you never know what you're going to walk out of there with. So that's that. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday. D'Angelo Williams will join us. We never know what we'll talk to with D'Angelo about.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about good times.
We'll talk about good
We'll talk
times.
about good
We'll
times.
talk about whatever other times D'Angelo has. Maybe he'll give us NFL draft stories. Probably not.
He'll hint at them.
Probably
He'll
not.
absolutely hint at
He'll
them.
give us some hints. We also have 3 more NBA playoff games to look forward to tonight. And I am very thankful that they're tipping off at 9, the late game, as opposed to 9:30. That feels like a personal heart to me. It's a Greg Doyle heart thrown back in my direction. So you get Mavs Clippers at 9 o'clock. It'll start with Suns Timberwolves at 6:30. Pacers, Bucks at 7:30. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll discuss all of that. It'll be a Wednesday. We'll have some story time. We'll have some WTF stories that we're excited about too. We'll see you then. Bye.
The story I want from D'Angelo is the draft, the Combine Eve story. He won't share that story where they went the night before the Combine and why everybody was so like
Yeah,
hungover
try
and
it
stuff.
again this year.
Yeah.